You are powerful. You are legendary. You are gifted. You are brilliant. You are smart. You are worthy and deserving of all great things. And this is your time. Hello, and welcome. I am Abiola Abrams, and this is a conversation designed to change your life. So are you ready? I know I'm ready. Let's get this party started. Okay, so we are continuing our ongoing celebration, hey, and broadcast of celebrating the latest Oracle deck to drop here in this mission. This is the Faces of Oshun Oracle deck. Look, isn't she pretty? Isn't she beautiful? Faces of Oshun Oracle deck that came out on Tuesday. And so I'm going to be doing a couple of weeks of education and empowerment, a few weeks, probably a month, because I love it, around this magical deck. And so today we're going to be talking about the shadow. We're going to be talking about your shadow, what the shadow is, and the shadow when it comes to specifically this deck. So stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss this. This is going to be essential to your Oracle healing practice. All right. So do me a favor. I was on an amazing interview right before this, so I didn't have time to send out a broadcast to let folks know that I was going live. So hit the share button, put some positivity on your timeline. If you're on Instagram, share. If you're on YouTube or Facebook, please share this sacred conversation. So today we're going to be going through, as I said, using these cards for a shadow healing practice. And one of the things that you can do immediately, if not sooner, if you haven't done already, is once you have your deck, once you have your Faces of Oshun Oracle deck, make sure that you go to my site, womanifesting.com, and get your free Oshun's Honey Hypnosis. Oshun's Honey Hypnosis, along with Oshun's Sweetness, Mini Sweetness Workbook. You can get those free on the info page. If you're on YouTube, it's right in the links, or on Facebook, it's right on the links. On Instagram, it may be harder to find, so you can just go to womanifesting.com. All right, go to womanifesting.com, and from there, if you click through to the info page about the deck, you just put it here in the comments for folks who are live as well. And you scroll down, or soon I'm having a button put. So by the time you watch this, there may be a button at the top that says, I already purchased the deck, and input your receipt number and you will get that free Oshun's Honey Hypnosis. All right. So just look for it in the comments. Look for the link in the comments. So let's talk about it. Let's do two things. Let's pull a card. All right. So let's see. I'm seeing a lot of different goddesses in the crowd. Let me come on over to Instagram, peeps. I see y'all too. So first person who can, oh yay, beautiful brown queen says, Grand Rising Goddess, I did my deck interview last night and it was powerful. That is wonderful. Oh, that makes me so happy. I just got chills. So if you want to know what she's talking about, a deck interview, this is when you are getting to know the deck and it's getting to know you. And so you are interviewing the deck. You can find more about that in the guidebook for the deck. Very important. Don't ever just toss away my guidebooks. My guidebooks are never a throwaway. They're always specially designed to help empower you in your personal deck usage. So that is beautiful, beautiful brown queen. As a matter of fact, beautiful brown queen, you will do our reading today. Please give me a number between 1 and 11, and let's pull a card. And then we're going to be talking about the shadow cards that are in the deck. All right. So give me a number, please, between 1 and 11. Let's see. Yay. Oshun 313 just joined. Okay. All right. Beautiful. We have a card that jumped out as well. So let's take that and put this here. And then I just saw her number and then it just went away. Oh, there it is. 4. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. Okay. So let's just clear the energy. So happy to see all of you. Okay. And 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let's put this together with the card that jumped out earlier. So when you are shuffling, sometimes a card will drop or jump out. I call those jumpers, and they are an important part of your guidance and your reading as well. So let's see. So putting together this information. So right now for you, Goddess. Oh, actually, it was 2. Okay, so very important message for you, beautiful brown queen, and whoever relates to this. So very importantly, whenever you are witnessing someone else doing a reading, if it feels like it's talking to you, it's talking to you. Okay. All right. So those are called cledons. Colette Baron Reed calls those cledons. If you feel like it's talking to you, it's talking to you. Okay. So you pull forward the energy of grounding. Okay. So this is a really important time for you for grounding. And I love that you did your deck interview practice, because that actually is very, very grounding. But if you can, walk on earth. That's what I want you to do. I want you to walk barefoot on the ground, on sand, on the beach, on soil. If all you have is the sidewalk, then do that. You know, just put your feet on earth, which is very grounding. This is very, this is a root chakra energy, this card. Tomorrow we'll talk about the cards and the chakras. This is Oshun of the soil, grounding, stability, and nurturing. And we're in this new moon energy, new moon in Aries energy, partial solar eclipse energy. So there are a lot of emotions that are going on. And so grounding yourself right now is really important. Anchoring yourself, especially if you're having root chakra challenges, which include, issues around security, feeling safe in your life, in your mind, in your body, issues around money, issues around family of origin issues, all of those. So having a regular grounding practice is very important. I'm trying to hold the card so that you could be able to see it. All right. Oh. All right. I'll post these. I'll post them on my social media later. And then, very interestingly enough, the 2 cards that fell out, and I thought that it was 1, and then it turned out to be 2. We have Oshun of the Dusk. Okay, one of my favorite cards in the deck. I'm gonna hold it up so you can see her. And her energy is around cycles and completion. And so you either, beautiful brown queen, and whoever else relates to this, may be feeling that something in your life is ending, or there's something in your life that you need to end, that you need to bring to a close. All right. So if there's something that you need to end in your life, and you've been dragging your feet on it, this can include a relationship, this can include a job, a financial situation, whatever it is, don't drag your feet. Don't drag your feet. Whatever it is, close the door on it. Close the door on it. It could be an unhealthy behavior, whatever it is, completion, close the door. It would mean something very different now if you pulled this card by itself. But when you're reading, it's like you're putting together, when you're doing a reading, you're pulling a multi-card reading, you're putting together like a sentence or a paragraph, right? And very interestingly enough, it came forward with the message of, you would be in the arena of self-destructive behavior, or self-destructive patterns if you do not ground yourself and get yourself out of the way of whatever it is that you need to move past. Okay. So let me know, beautiful brown queen, if that feels in alignment with you. Okay. She's throwing up the roses and the smile. So yes. And so, do some work around that and definitely find a grounding practice. Hello, France. France is in the house. So yes. So let me speak to my sister goddess Albertina, who is chiming in from France. So I have 2 of my decks are in French, and I'm hoping that this one will be as well. So just so that you know, folks who are French speakers, you can get the African Goddess Rising and Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle both in French. Okay. All right, goddess, and hopefully Faces of Oshun soon. All right, so let's talk about, so Goddess Joe says that this message is for her. She says, I went for a long unexpected walk, root chakra yoga. Beautiful, beautiful that this, yes, if you feel that this message is for you, then it is for you. And it is absolutely clearly right there for Goddess Joe. All right, so I want to just show you that there are 7 cards in the deck. Tomorrow we'll get into the other chakras, but 7 cards in the deck that are specifically the energy of the shadow. All right, so actually, let me just share with you what the shadow is, what the shadow self is. So we all have ourselves that we present to the world, right? So, we're different things to different people. Obviously, I am different to, my romantic partner, and then I'm going to be different to my daughter or to my parents, or, here, or versus, my employees or people who would hire me to do something, just different aspects of who we are, right? Different aspects of who we are, how we present ourselves in the world. Then we all have shadow aspects of ourselves that we stuff down, that we hide, that we hold back, that we shrink, because during our primary development time, we got the message that those parts of us were not welcome. And so those unloved, stuffed down parts of ourselves become our shadow. You've done inner child healing work, or you've done shadow work. This is healing the shadow. So these parts of ourselves that are unloved, these parts of ourselves that, were not welcome. So for some people, your shadow self could be, the confrontational part of you, who, if you stuff down and you don't say anything and you let stuff build up, in your relationships, and let all kinds of stuff happen and don't say anything, and then one day explode and people are like, whoa, where'd that come from? It could be that. In some people, it could be the complete opposite. Your shadow self, the way you present could be, loud and in your face. And the shadow self could be, the sad, quiet part of yourself. So it's different for each and every one of us. So these 7 cards that I'm going to be sharing with you, which are, if you have your Oshun deck, card number 17 to card number 23, which is called the initiation of shadows. The initiation of shadows in the deck. The different suits in the deck are called initiations. So the initiation of shadows is card number 17 to card number 23. So we're going to go through those right now. Okay. All right. So this is card number 17, which we just pulled. Our goddess sister just pulled for us. Is Oshun of self-destruction. I was trying to get the right light to be able to show you. Okay, Oshun of self-destruction, the energy of self-destruction. And it says on the bottom, self-sabotage, destructive patterns, and caution. Okay, so when this energy shows up for you, you are either in danger of being on a path of potential self-destruction, or you are actively in a self-destructive path, which could be addiction. It could be a relationship that is destructive without, lack of boundaries. It could be any range of different things. And so this is for you a horn, a bell, that says, hey, come on, this ain't it. That's what this energy is saying. Okay. Oshun of self-destruction. All right. That is card number 17. Now, card number 18, as we see, the green-eyed monster energy, is Oshun of envy. Oshun of envy. And Oshun is a love Orisha. She is a love entity. She's the energy of flowing love, of the sweet, sweet waters, right, of love. Well, everything has within it two aspects. Everything has within it 2 aspects. So this is Oshun of envy, the energy of jealousy, the energy of self-doubt, the energy of inadequacy. And there are a lot of pataki meaning stories, about Oshun and her legendary jealousy, her legendary envy. There is, as you can see, there's a story that is sometimes told about her, sometimes told about Yamaya, but most often told about her. And one of her co-wives she was Shango's 3rd wife, right? The god Shango. I'm talking about Yoruba philosophy, spiritual philosophy here. She was his third wife, and his wife Oba was kind of jealous of, young, cute, flirtatious Oshun. And Oshun, and she said she wanted some advice from Oshun, like how come Shango's so into you? And she said, oh well, I put one of my body parts in the soup, and he ate that. Basically, I put a root on him with one of my body parts, and convinced Oba to put Oba wanted to compete and put a piece of her ear in this soup, and supposedly disgusted and turned off this man, and all of that was due to the energy of envy, jealousy, self-doubt, inadequacy. So if you get this card, it means that there is something that you need to pull back on, either direct envy that is in your life. It could be that you have been doom scrolling and comparing yourself to folks on the internet that you don't know what they're going through, but you're comparing yourself to, the shiny pictures that they post or whatever it is. This is a wake-up call. Goddess Deborah says, I began loving my shadows. Yes. And thanking them for serving me. Absolutely. They did their thing, but I feel more in control as I heal. When they show up, I blow them a kiss. Yes. And bring them to the light. Beautiful. That is it exactly. That, the old school teaching was around destroying your shadows, trying to just vaporize and destroy your shadows. But as we are returning to the energy of the divine feminine, which is what this year of Oshun and this Faces of Oshun Oracle deck are all about. It is remembering to love the unloved parts of ourselves, to love the small rejected parts of ourselves that think I'm not enough and nobody loves me and I'm not welcome here. Instead of trying to blast them away and shooing those parts of ourselves from the party and further saying, yeah, you're not lovable. Your jealousy is not welcome here. Your anger is not welcome here. It is loving those parts of ourselves, loving ourselves into wholeness. Loving ourselves into wholeness. Hello, Goddess Yoga Bliss Dance. Yay! She says, beautiful deck. I already have it. Yay. If you're just joining us, we're going through the 7 cards that represent the initiation of shadows in the deck. Okay. Yes. Absolutely. She says that is such a disturbing story, a teaching story. Yes. Around, envy and envying, what others have, and just so many different layers to it. All right, here we go. Goddess Abina, yes, I have a lot of family members, two family members named Abina. And a friend who pronounces it Abena. So are you Abina or Abena? Let me know. She says, you have the most beautiful decks. I have 2 of them and I want this one too. Well, thank you for manifesting these beautiful decks, Goddess. All right, so there is Oshun Floods. Oshun Floods, okay? And her number is 19. Oshun Floods. Oshun represents the river. The river can cure. The river can be a place where we go to bathe. The river can replenish us, but the river can also destroy. The river can also flood. The river can also overflow. So this is the energy of spite, the energy of malice, and the energy of revenge. The energy of revenge. Okay, so Goddess Abina, she is Abina. Yay, like my cousin Abina, who is an amazing human being. The other Abina in my family, one is a niece and one is a cousin. Yay. Okay, they're both beautiful. And so are you, Goddess. All right, so Oshun Floods representing spice, malice, and revenge. Spite, malice, and revenge. All right. So if you have, and we're all human, especially when you're on a spiritual journey, we learn in certain circles that certain behaviors and beliefs are unwelcome. And so if you have thoughts of, oh my goodness, like human thoughts of spite, malice, and revenge, rather than trying to heal or being inquisitive, questioning these thoughts and beliefs, what does that mean? Why am I thinking that? Where is that coming from? If you try instead to shut them up and shut them down and stuff them down and make yourself bad or wrong, which is very unhealing energy, you flood. So that is the energy of Oshun Floods. Okay. And the purpose of all shadow work is to bring, to turn on the light, to turn on the light. A shadow cannot survive in the light. And so that is why these cards are in the deck for us, to bring forward, for us to be able to shed a light, but also for us to be able to heal the unloved parts of ourselves. Okay, next we have Oshun of the drought. Oshun of the drought. And she represents fear, insecurity, scarcity, the beliefs of scarcity. There's not enough. There's not enough to go around. What happens during a drought? You know, there's the river dries up, or the source of water dries up. There's not enough to take care of everyone. Everyone is parched, is thirsty, starving, possibly dying, right? The crops are not able to grow. It's a drought. And it was very important for me that in the depiction of Oshun of the drought, to still show, I don't know if you can see, there's a little green plant that is here, you know, that is coming up, that, you know, here comes the sun, that no matter what, this too shall pass. No matter what you're experiencing, no matter what drought is going on in your life, in any aspect of your life, you know, there's still the capacity for life as we have breath, you know. So that's what this little plant is about. And as you can see, her staff that she is holding is peacock energy. See there, the peacock feather, that is one of Oshun's symbols. And she has it here even in the drought, to represent that even in the worst of times, the hard rocky land, you know, she is still in claiming her beauty and her power and her strength. Okay, so that is the message of Oshun of the drought. And the number on this card for my numerology folks is 20. All right. Goddess Andrea says, I have my deck and my signature card is Oshun of soft power. Oh, I can see that. I can absolutely see that, Goddess Andrea. All right. So here we go. All right. So Goddess Abina is asking, do I have any classes where I teach the cards? Yes, I do. I have 2 other decks, and I have certification courses for these. And actually, if you join my, so this is Secrets of the Ancestors Oracle, and this is African Goddess Rising Oracle. And neither of those is active right now, but in about a week, I'm going to offer people to join my Spiritualista Club app. And in that app, you're going to get, like, you know, about like $15,000 worth of classes for like not even a tenth of that, like 1% of that, all from joining the app, plus community. So stand by. In about a week, you should receive an offer that, because right now you could go and join, but I'm just letting you know it's going to be better, better offer coming in about a week. Okay. All right. Okay. So then number 21 is Oshun of Deception. Oshun of Deception. I don't know if you could see her, that she is in what looks to be a hall of mirrors, but in the hall of mirrors, every face is different. All right. Oshun of Deception, the energy of wearing a mask, of not being what they say that they are or who they say that they are. So this energy could be coming forward for you. If this is a card that comes forward for you during a reading where maybe you are wearing masks, maybe you are lying, maybe you are not being true to who you are to others, or maybe you're not being true to yourself, or it could mean that someone is being deceptive to you as well. All right. This is the energy of dishonesty, masking, and self-delusion. And not in a good way, because we love being delulu here. Nothing wrong with being a little delulu when it comes to your manifesting. But this is a different energy that we're talking about here. Okay. And that is number 21. 21. And then we have Oshun of Fame, of Oshun of Shame and Regret. Shame and regret. Shout out and much love to Goddess Destiny Powell. I'm doing a live with her tomorrow. She is my amazing artist that I was honored to work with on this trilogy of decks. And she did her big one here. Like this is like hang this like in any gallery right now. It's just a beautiful when you see it in person. Just you can feel the emotion, you can feel my emotion, you can feel her emotion, you can feel the emotions of our ancestors and yours in each and every image. Oshun of shame and regret, the energy of guilt, remorse, and self-loathing. So a lot of us have the energy of shame, which is a very debilitating emotion, the energy of shame. And so this is something that is critical for you to heal in order to do your work. Critical for you to heal. So this is a very powerful card. All right. Oshun of shame and regret. If you're joining us, we're looking through the shadow cards, the 7 shadow cards in the Faces of Oshun Oracle deck. All right. Oshun of shame and regret, representing guilt, remorse, and self-loathing. Guilt, remorse, and self-loathing. A very important card, particularly for women, but for everybody, but particularly for those of us who are women. The energy of shame that is handed down to us, that comes to us from every aspect, is something that needs to be healed. And as you can see that even in the turmoil that they are in, what do we see? We see sisterhood. We see holding ourselves up together. But we also see this peacock. I'm trying to see if we can focus in so you can see the peacock. So again, the energy of, there's light at the end of the tunnel, that this too shall pass, that it will be okay. It'll all be okay. All be okay in the end, like they say. And if it's not okay, it's not the end. It'll all be okay in the end. Okay. So see, all right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And I will in future broadcasts go deeper and tell you the stories behind, some of the images that you are looking at. You can also find very abbreviated versions of those in the guidebook. All right. And then last but not least, when it comes to the shadow cards in the Faces of Oshun Oracle deck, which you can get wherever you buy decks, please, 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 everybody who's here in the comments saying they have the deck, leave me a review, please. Please leave me a review. One person did, so thank you to that person. Actually, I will read their review. Let me read that person's review and then come back to this because I think that would be good. All right, so let's read this person's review. So you can see I'm a spontaneous person. All right, let's read that person's review, which I have right now posted on my Instagram at Abiola TV. Let's read this review and then come back to the last card. So this person named, let me see. This person, thank you for leaving your review. I appreciate you. I forget what the name was. And I just realized I didn't post the review to my Instagram. I thought I did. Oh, yay. There are 5 reviews now. Yay. That's awesome. Thank you, y'all. Okay, so this Goddess Tanisha left a review. Okay, you can't see my phone. So let me just read some of them, a line of each. She says, I love my Oracles of Oshun Oracle deck. The cards are alive. They absolutely are, and it's full of love. Goddess Takia. Thank you, Goddess Takia. Goddess Takia says, the energy is great. Quality is on point. Great addition. Yes. Thank you, Goddess Takia. Thank you, Goddess Tanisha. Goddess Zola says the entire deck is absolutely beautiful. Yay. Thank you, Goddess Zola. Goddess TK says easily the most beautiful and powerful deck yet. Thank you, Goddess TK. Actually, I agree. I'm not supposed to say this, but this is the most beautiful Oracle deck I have ever seen of any Oracle deck ever that ever was. I will say that. All right, Goddess CS Rising says, if I could give it 10 stars, I would. Thank you, Goddess CS Rising. And we're it's illegal to offer anything in exchange for reviews, but I will say this, the more reviews that I get, the more that I am able to come on here and keep on giving this knowledge for free, because it allows my publisher to say, oh, yay, we want to do more with her. So please, please, please post your reviews. It is a way to give a thumbs up. Yes, Goddess KK says she would like some prints of the artwork. Me too, Goddess KK. Thank you, Goddess Andrea. She says she left her review on Amazon. Yay, thank you, Goddess Andrea. Okay, last but most certainly not least, we have Oshun of Divine Wrath. Oshun of Divine Wrath, and I will figure out some way that is legal to be able to celebrate folks who left a review. Thank you. I'm sending you hugs. I appreciate it. All right, so number 23, Oshun of Divine Wrath represents anger, resentment, and vengeance. Very important card because for women, anger in a lot of families was not permitted, or one person or two people were allowed to be angry, and folks were either taught to go to their room or shut up and be quiet and not be seen and not heard, or neither, or eat their problems or whatever it was. But anger was not permitted in a lot of families. So a lot of us have stuffed down anger. A lot of us have, and anger turned inward is depression. Anger turned inward, I'm going to say again, is depression. So this is a very important message when you get it. Trying to focus it again so you can see, and this is card number 23, Oshun of Divine Wrath. And so there we have it. Those are our 7 shadows that we are loving up on within ourselves and healing in this journey. So that is our Faces of Oshun Oracle deck, 7 shadow cards. Thank you for coming to hang with me today. I will be here tomorrow, I believe at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, a different time, because we're going to be hanging with Goddess Ebony, Goddess Destiny Powell. As you can see a little bit now, I need to go get some water and some food and all of that. But I have loved hanging with you all today, and I will see you tomorrow. Thank you to everybody who is showing up for these conversations, and thank you to everybody who's believing in bringing back the power of divine feminine and investing in this deck and us having these sacred conversations. See y'all tomorrow. Bye, y'all.